actually premiered on Thursday. Google Stadia came out and had a short video about what the Stadia can do. Basically, in a roundabout sort of way, the way they kind of described the worry that everyone had about like bitrate and streaming in general, and the amount of money, or not amount of money, but amount of like how much gigabytes that somebody can use per month. A data cap. Jesus Christ, I think a data cap. People were concerned about that, and it seems like Stadia has claimed they're going to take the brunt of that. They're going to try to take the side of that is more heavy on their end. So it looked like that if you play games at 4K quality at 60 frames a second, it'll be taking up 32 megabytes per second. The lowest quality, which is 720 at 30 frames, takes only like 3 kilobytes or megabytes per second. So that's pretty small compared to what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the lowest is correction. It was 5 megabytes is what the lowest on at least what they showed. Okay. Yeah, where you still get 720p quality. I mean, which is awesome. Like I think that's
720 at 30 is what I have to play on my Xbox because my TV can't go any higher.
Yeah, well, it's so for the 10 megabytes per second, it's 720p 60 frames as well, and stereo sound.
Mm-hmm. My question is, are they taking the brunt of it through the upload or the download? Because I wasn't quite clear on that part.
Well, when I say brunt, I don't, because upload isn't necessarily something that's as important as download. But it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I don't think that they really like went into it. I think they just said that their data centers are going to be taking like
they're taking the heavy load of it.
Yeah, from just through their servers.
Which I mean is interesting, but at the same time, if you play games as often as let's say I do, 40 hours a week minimum, that's a lot. That's still a lot,
right?
And you would still need, I mean, like I said, with Infinity with Xfinity, you can pay $120 a month or $130 a month for unlimited with no data cap. And I know that there are other companies that do fiber or something like that that have no data cap in their plans overall. So it's not impossible for someone to get unlimited data cap, but the problem is that not everyone can afford that.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing. That was the other side to this whole conference is they basically had a price point. The Stadia itself can be played on anything that has Chromecast. So if a smart TV does, a phone.
Well, it's you can go through Chromecast or anything that has a Chrome browser.
In the future, they said like in the future they'll definitely involve Chrome browsers. At the moment, it's Chromecast, and they also mentioned that the I guess the latest Chromecast, if you want that 4K quality, as well. So yeah.
When you buy anything that has to do with it, it's quite literally just like a small device that I think you plug into your TV or something to that effect, and a controller. So I'm fascinated. Like, there's a lot to it that's still unknown. It does say like it was like $60 is to buy the controller, and then $119 is to get the founder pack. And I don't remember what comes in the founder pack, but
it was the controller. You get your own name.
You get the controller. You actually get a Chromecast dongle thing, like their latest one, which is like I think what do they call it? The Chromecast Ultra, the controller. Destiny 2.
Oh, that's right.
You get a 3-month subscription, and you get a subscription that you can give to a friend.
That's right. Yeah, I'm seeing that right here. Yeah.
The 3-month buddy pass is what they call it.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's all for 130. Right.
Yeah, 100 and I'm looking at it right now.
130. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? I just had it on my screen. Anyway, So this is fascinating. They had a huge list of games that are already coming to Stadia, and one of the big things is they showed off a trailer for a D&D based game that I'm drawing a complete blank of the name of.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are remembering that and the trailer for Shadowkeep for Destiny 2, and less about the Stadia itself. But I actually know two people who bought the Stadia Founders Edition, by the way.
Oh.
So we'll see after release like how much they enjoy it, if it's worth it.
I'm actually going to be pre-ordering mine next week. So,
which one are you getting? The standard?
No, I am gonna go with the Founders Pack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get the controller and the Chromecast and everything like that.
Okay.
So once it launches and stuff like that, I'll give you guys my breakdown on it.
Absolutely. Give us a full breakdown on your thoughts on it when you use it.
I'm honestly absolutely not getting it. I don't personally I don't love the idea of streaming video games. I don't feel that internet providers have a steady enough internet to allow that to be a thing. So that's just me at the moment. I mean, I might be totally fucking wrong, which is a complete possibility.
Yeah, well, see, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm kind of just like, this sounds too good to be true, to be honest with you. But
right.
But just the package itself is really cool. You get the it's gonna be a special edition Stadia controller. It's like a midnight blue controller, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. So if it ends up not working, I'll at least have the controller to like eventually sell or just to kind of put like aside as like gaming history.
It's also not as expensive as anything else out there.
Absolutely.
Like, even if you just get the standard Stadia pack, it's $70. Like, I have to spend that on a goddamn controller for the Xbox. So
yeah, but that too, and then the Chromecast Ultra, like by itself, I think is like $60 or something like that. But the Chromecast Ultra is really fucking awesome. Like you can do a lot of stuff with it.
I'll tell you right now, if I lived in a neighborhood where I had Google Fiber, this would be a no-brainer. This would be 100% no-brainer, because anytime something messes up, I could just immediately blame it on Google.
That's true.
Well, you know, the they have like a little it's a speed testing through the Stadia website, and I went there and I did a speed test, and it says that I can actually be able to stream at 4K.
Yeah, I'm very much in the same boat with Greg in terms of, like, I'm not after what I saw today with Microsoft, and we'll get to it at some point. I don't feel much inclined to really get Stadia or want to get Stadia. Also, partially the reason why, and this has been a point where I and many others have pointed out, the internet infrastructure we have in the US and how we have data capped and how that's, limiting us in terms of like how much we can use in a certain time. And that I'm still just very curious to see if the tech works. We've seen video presentations, we've seen it on stage at one time, but I want to see it out in the wild and see what the actual the results of hundreds of thousands of people using it. So yeah.
There was a funny thing that I think Funhouse made a good point about it, or Inside Gaming I should say, and the question was like, who is this for? Is it for, like, because you got the guy who can afford the Founders Pack, can afford the internet, but if he can afford that, then he can probably afford a PC that he's already playing all these games on to begin with.
Yep, already. Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of questions in like, who exactly is this for? Okay,
so, well, see, for
go ahead.
So for like me, okay, like, since I can't afford getting it and can't afford paying for the internet. I'm in a spot to where, okay, I have my one console and then I have a PC, but I can't. It's just too much time, for like me to go out and get all the parts and whatnot, and on top of work and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited about this. It's just like, okay, well, I won't have to go out and buy like all the like pieces and keep keep up and keep on like updating and like troubleshooting, get like a new video card when it comes out or a new RAM, like whatever else. This is just plug and play, you know,
Yeah,
or
that's
it's
fair.
like,
I mean, you're also paying
you know,
$10 a month, and you get every game that comes to Stadia.
yeah, exactly. And like the way I'm kind of like thinking about it is like, okay, well, I can play when I'm at home on my computer. I can use my Chromecast when I go over to like my girlfriend's house, you know, and be able to play my Stadia games.
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
or
I get it. Trust me, I get it. I just think
Mhm.
it's an interesting concept, the idea of who is this marketed towards.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a fascinating concept because no one person marks every check on their box. I think that to me is going to be interesting to see how that plays out over the next